in San Francisco, California, a treasure is buried. An actual treasure. Something worth monetary value. And it's not, I'm not talking about some fake treasure hunt or some treasure legend. It's a 100% a real treasure. And it was buried by this guy, Byron Price. And he wrote this book, The Secret of Treasure Hunt. And in this book, there's art like the cover here. There's different passages or poems. And using both the artwork and these passages, you can decipher where these treasures are buried. And you might be thinking, okay, this sounds made up or fake, but it's 100% real. 3 of these treasures have been found throughout the United States already. One in Chicago, one in Boston, and another treasure was found in Cleveland, Ohio. And if you're still doubtful, shows like Expedition Unknown went with a searcher and found one of these treasures, and also have covered the searchers that have previously dug up these treasures using both the images located in the book here and using the passages. And if you're able to decipher this, it'll bring you to a specific location where you dig up this thing in a plexiglass box, and then you can get the treasure from the publishing company. Now, the author sadly passed away, so this is actually a pretty difficult treasure hunt, and only 3 have been found, and I believe this book was written in 1982 or published in 1982, and the treasures were buried sometime between the 70s, 80s, maybe late 70s, maybe like 80, 81. But with the author being passed away, it's kind of difficult to get more clues. And so, since COVID especially, this treasure hunt has been at a standstill. But I think I know, and by think, I'm 99% sure, because you can never say 100% for sure, where this treasure is buried. And I'm going to show you in a second. But first, I want to say that the treasures that have been found have used both the images in the book and the passages. And you can actually buy this book. I don't get money from this book or anything like that, but you can buy this book. I think I got this one through Amazon, but you can buy it online. I think you can get it through the publisher also. So how this treasure hunt works, like I said, Byron Price, the author, he went out, he put all these plexiglass boxes in the ground with this artwork, and then if you bought the book, read the book, and deciphered what he was trying to say, you dig up these boxes, and then you could turn these boxes in for a valuable gemstone. Now, with the San Francisco treasure, it's speculation, but in each of the images, there's some sort of gemstone portrayed, and it looks like it's going to be a gigantic pearl. And judging by how big the other gemstones were, I mean, this thing might be like this big or the size of a baseball. So we're talking a pretty big, valuable gemstone. I mean, I'm guessing anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 if you find this thing. And there's actually been multiple hunts, including the hunts on Expedition Unknown, where people have gone to popular places in San Francisco, like Golden Gate Park, and they've tried their best to decipher what was said and try to locate the treasure in places like Golden Gate Park. Now, I've done multiple videos on Golden Gate Park, Lincoln Park, Aquatic Bay, and I've talked about why I think the treasure may be buried in these specific locations. But I am now 100% for sure. Well, I'll say 99% because 100% isn't, 99% I know the exact spot. And if it's not the exact spot, it's pretty close. And I'm going to explain to you in a second where I think this exact spot is. But first, I want to thank Linda Spalding. She's helped me with this treasure hunt, and other people that are in the Facebook groups in the community. We've all kind of worked together. And I actually have an opportunity. It's actually a pretty small opportunity. I don't know if it's going to work, to where I may get permission to dig in the place that I think it is, Aquatic Bay. And I've made a contact through various emails, and they're going to be doing a bunch of sprinkler system work and some soil testing. And I'm hoping to segue. Nothing's ever 100% for sure, but I'm hoping to take a 2-day trip up to San Francisco, and I may have permission to dig. I know that Linda has been doing the same thing, where she's in the email chain with different parks representatives. But the problem is if you're trying to dig up this treasure anywhere but Golden Gate Park, it's been kind of sketchy. And a lot of people think they know specifically where the treasure may be, but it's hard to get permission to dig, and you always got to get permission. So I want to thank everybody in the community for helping me out and providing me with different photographs from people who live local in the area, or just even like their key insights. And actually, I love that I make these YouTube videos, because if you go through my other YouTube videos and you read the comments, there's people that'll tell me that I'm flat out wrong, or that'll agree with me, or that'll give me different ideas. But it's actually, I think, really good for finding these treasures. So look, I'm not trying to get rich off these treasures or anything. I would love to find this myself because I love treasure hunting. But if I have so much anxiety and stress from this one treasure hunt, I think that everybody that's in this hunt would agree that it would be really good if somebody could find it. Now, I'm going to show you exactly where I think it is. 100%. And it's not really going to make sense when I show you exactly where it is if you don't watch my other videos where I explain step by step the clues in this book right here. So I'm actually going to open it up real quick so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So right here, this image is the one they associate with San Francisco. As you can see, her dress resembles Golden Gate Park. And if you didn't know, this table over here is actually a trolley car on a turntable. And this isn't great quality, but in my other videos, I've uploaded high quality images, and I've took the time to look at these images and point out why I think they are what they are. And it's pretty clear, for instance, that the table is a trolley car. But using that image, and let me just read the passage to you. I got to turn to it. I should have marked this book. But I kind of made this book on a whim because I got pretty excited, and it's nice that through my contacts, I'm able to get, like I said, permission, possible permission. I don't want to say 100%, and I wish I could say their name so it could be more legitimate and I could release the emails. But the one person works for a local school there, a college, a university, and the other person actually is in the parks department. And I've been in this email chain with them, and they're saying, in the actual grass portion of the park, I may have permission to dig. So if you guys think it's somewhere in the grass portion, let me know in the comments, and maybe I can check over there if they let me. So I'm going to read the verse that's associated with it, and this is it. So pardon my reading if it's not great. It says, "At Stonewall's door, the air smells sweet. Not far away, high posts are three. Education and justice for all to see. Sounds from the sky near Aces High. Running north but first across in Jules' direction is an object of Twain's attention. Giant pole, giant step to the place the casket's kept." Now, you can find this image in this verse online, but I'm going to show you, like I said, exactly to the an isolated area to where I think it's at. But like I said, it's important that you either get familiar with the treasure hunt, or you get into these Facebook groups and you get a little bit of knowledge. Because if I just tell you the end spot, you're going to be like, that doesn't make any sense. How do you know it's there? And I don't want to make this a 30-minute video where I'm explaining how I got from point A to point B. I think I do an okay job of that in my other videos. So I'm going to jump to Google Earth now, and I'm going to show you exactly where I think it's at. And if you beat me to it, that's cool too. You don't even have to give me credit, because I'll know in my heart, hey, I said it was in there, and my heart, I'll be okay. I won't cry. I'll be all right. Okay, so I'm going to switch over now to, here we go. And what we're looking at here is a Google Earth image, and I've used this in my other videos, of Aquatic Bay or Aquatic Park, with Alcatraz being here, and if I zoom out more, Golden Gate Park, like her dress, being over here. So I'm going to zoom right in, and I'm going to reference some things. Like I said, I'm not going to go deep into it, but this is where the turntable and the trolley car is. And I've been told before that they don't like it being called a trolley car or whatever if you're in San Francisco. So if I mispronounce what this, it's not really an automobile, this trolley car is, whatever, my bad. With the object of Twain's attention being over here, which is the steamboat, I got my high post 3, the speaker towers of the sound in the sky, with the Aquatic Bay Museum right here, just so you have a reference. Now, where I think 100% this treasure is buried is right here. And it has to do with the clue. Let me kind of orient this. Giant pole, giant step. Right? Now, with giant pole, you can go towards these poles. You can go to the flagpole, whatever you want to think. But I actually think the giant pole, it's this building right here. That's what it's talking about. You can see on this building they have gigantic oars, which oars have traditionally been called poles. And there's actually, it's not important. Like I said, I can't go too depth in this video. I don't want it to be too long. So over here, this right here, the rowing club building, is my giant pole. And then over here along this building is a gigantic planter box. This planter box is huge. It goes around this. You have these steps that come down to the beach. And like I said, the clue is giant pole, giant step. So the giant pole could be there's actually a giant pole right here in the corner of this planter box. But like I said, I think the giant pole may reference something else. But it's not important. Everything else, and this is the same case with Linda and other people I talked to, kind of brings you to this side of the park. This speaker tower, maybe somewhere in the grass here, but over here, right? But over here, and I think it's specifically right here, is this planter box. And I think it's buried somewhere right in this planter box. And you may be thinking, okay, but a planter box or something you put plants in is not a giant step. But if you are familiar with the treasure hunt and you've looked at this treasure hunt before, you would know that I believe it was this, not the Chicago, it was the Cleveland, Ohio treasure hunt. They had to go up the steps, and the last step they had to count as a step, but the last step wasn't a step. It was a planter box. So, I guess what I'm getting at is I've looked at another treasure hunt, the Cleveland, Ohio treasure hunt, where this treasure's been found, and a planter box, literally, or a step up, right, was referred to this planter box, and it was buried inside of this planter box. And the same guy buried all these treasures. So it's very possible, if you watch my other video, it leads you to that location, and I think I do it in a logical way, and it makes a lot of sense. And I'm 99% sure, well, I'm actually more like 99.9% sure it's in that specific area, and I really do think, 99% sure, I think it's in that planter box right there. And if you live in the local area, it's not like digging in the park or something, it may be easy to get permission to dig in those planter boxes. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I've done a lot of research on this. If you think I'm wrong, that's cool. Just tell me in the comments. And I want you guys to be engaged. Let me know what you think. If you think it's somewhere else in Aquatic Park, I have almost permission to dig there. Almost. It's close. Like, I honestly think this upcoming summer, with COVID, I could have got it sooner, but this upcoming summer, if everything goes good with COVID and all that stuff, I may get permission, and it gives me an opportunity that maybe other hunters don't have. And I'm okay with giving 100%, hey, this person told me exactly where it's at. I was just the grunt, and I dug it up. Like I said, I want to find these. But look into my other videos. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I want you to check out that planter box.